What is up? It is NKO Dreamer from Disney Supreme, and boy, do I got some news. Josh D'Amaro is the new CEO of Disney, and yes, yes, celebration. Who is Josh D'Amaro, the new CEO of Disney? Let's check it out. Oops, that's the wrong link. I'll get to that one. But first, who is Josh D'Amaro, the new CEO of Disney? Josh D'Amaro will be the new CEO of Walt Disney Co. on Wednesday, succeeding longtime Chief Executive Bob Iger at the helm. Look how serious he said at the helm, like he's like taking the throne. And yes, he's started with. It's crazy, This is big news. During his shareholder meeting was when he started, like literally during that, and there was something trending. CEO D'Amaro addresses lightning lane differences between Walt Disney World and Disneyland. So first off, if you don't already know, Disney World and Disneyland fans do not like each other. It's not Disney World versus Universal. It's not Disney World versus Peppa Pig Land. It's from the since the dinosaurs were roaming the earth, it's always Disneyland versus Disney World. Disney World fans are, oh, our parks are bigger, and Disneyland fans are, oh, we're more historic, and then they all have like little micro reasons, but it really is down to those two. And Josh D'Amaro secretly loves Walt Disney World more. He loves Orlando more, and I'm happy that in this that it definitely shows because one shareholder asked him, why are Disney World's and Disneyland's Lightning Lane reservations so different? Disney World allows us to reserve at 7 a.m. regardless if we're in the park. Why isn't that offered in Disneyland? And D'Amaro straight up said, Walt Disney World and Disneyland are very distinct resorts that attract different crowd mixes, so the way Lightning Lane is handled respectfully creates the same experience for guests regardless of which park they're visiting. Walt Disney World is an expansive property with several hotels and 4 theme parks, making the ability to reserve multiple lightning lanes early and while off-site a valuable tool for guests who have already made extensive plans for their vacation. In other words, he's saying they're not the same. If you stay at Pop Century Resort and you have to book a lightning lane for Tron Light Cycle, look in the map and see how far that is. What if you were taking the Disney bus? What if there's traffic? What if it doesn't come in time? What if there's a crowd when you get there? Disney World has to be different because it is different. We're bigger. Disneyland is so tight and scrunched up, and they act like it is not tight and scrunched up. And by the way, I know Disneyland has a lot going for them right now. They already have a Marvel campus. They're gonna have a big Marvel ride soon. They already have the Avatar land coming up. We are the Disney World though. All the traffic comes down to Orlando. It literally helps the entire Walt Disney World. We need a 5th park. We need a 5th park. And lucky for you guys, I made 3 mock-up parks that Josh D'Amaro could take to the bank because these are full-blown great ideas that I just came up with. So, starting with park number 1, Disney Villains Kingdom. This is the obvious one. It's a full park built around the worlds of Disney villains. The core idea. Instead of villains being side characters like they always are, they take over the whole park. Each land feels like a little different villain's realm. Dark, theatrical, stylish, and a little scary, but still Disney level fun, Maleficent's Forbidden Mountain is going to be the main land. It's going to be this giant castle in the middle. It's going to have a dragon coaster, and we're talking about like Cosmic Rewind level ride in this monstrosity. This is gonna be a A-ticket attraction. This is gonna be called Maleficent's Forbidden Mountain. You're gonna go through dark woods, which is all gonna be indoors, and you're gonna go through the lairs and the dragon. It's gonna be a massive animatronic, and this is gonna be a hit. Next, we have the Underworld of Hades, a fiery Greek underworld with chaotic dark ride. That's a great idea too. Ooh, I like this one. The Queen's Dominion. This is a gothic fantasy land inspired by the Evil Queen. So this is gonna be like evil fantasy land. Like it's gonna be from the upside down, basically. And Shadowport. It's a pirate villain harbor by Captain Hook, Ursula, and a little bit of Dr. Facilier vibes because why not? I think this is going to also be a nice, cool nautical area. That's going to work so well. And yeah, Villain's Kingdom. Super cool. Next, have you always wanted to go to Japan because they have Disney, Tokyo Disney Sea, but you don't have enough money or you don't want to travel that far? Well, lucky for you, Disney Sea's Adventure Park is just the park that we need to avoid that. A park themed to oceans, ports, myths, exploration, and adventure. This will be Disney World's answer to a more immersive, beautiful, and romantic park. Something with the grandeur of Tokyo Disney Sea, but made in Florida. So for the lands, we got Mysterious Harbor, a giant volcanic port with Jules Verne style rides. Coral Kingdom, underwater fantasy inspired by Nemo, Little Mermaid, and ocean myths. The Lost Atlantis, ancient sunken civilization land. Pirate Coast, swashbuckling harbor town, and Arctic Expedition Base. This is a fun one. So this is going to be like Tom Sawyer Island, but you're moving through ice and it's going to be cold. The headline attractions, I only have to say one for this one. You already know. The 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea revamp. Look how sick this thing is. That's going to go underwater. It's going to be super fun. It's going to be better than the Nemo one in Disneyland. This thing is going to be sick. We're also going to have a Journey to Atlantis ride, E-Ticket Dark ride, Moana Ocean Spirit Voyage. That's going to be like Pirates of the Caribbean, but Moana. It's going to have also more drops. And Storm of the Sea Gods. That's just going to be a high throw boat adventure rides. I think the teenagers will like that one. It's going to be a little more extreme for the kiddos, so that's going to be our adult ride. And then finally, this one's a little experimental, but this is the third idea, you know. This is called Disney Mythica. It's a full park built around myths, legends, beasts, and fantasy civilization from around the world. The core idea is that this will be Disney's most atmospheric and artistic park, a place where folklore, ancient kingdoms, monsters, and magical worlds come to life. Not just one franchise after another, but a park built around the feeling of mystery, wonder, and discovery. A lot of people have been complaining about IPs. Well, look no further. This park is going to have barely any IPs. It's going to be like Epcot, but even less IPs, and also not like Epcot today, which has a lot of IPs. This is going to be a park built around pure fantasy, myth, and legend. Disney World doesn't have a park like that. Magic Kingdom has a fantasy land, but it's classic fairy tales. Also IP. Animal Kingdom has nature and adventure, but this one will be more epic, mysterious, and artistic. The lands we will have is a Dragonspire Kingdom, which is a medieval fantasy land with castles, dragons, and knights. The Sunken Realm, underwater lost empire inspired by Atlantis and ocean legends. The Wildwood, enchanted forest with spirits and giant creatures. Sands of Legend, desert kingdom inspired by Arabian and Egyptian myth. The headline attractions, there's going to be the Wrath of the Dragon King. It's going to be a huge launch coaster through a mountain forest. That's going to be like our Hagrid's, but it's going to be better. And the Temple of the Titans, a giant dark ride through collapsing Greek ruins. I don't want to mention our Universal ride, but that's going to be like Forbidden Journey, and that one's going to be cool too. But, and that's all I have for that. But if you like those three park ideas, let me know. But yeah, it feels like a no-brainer. We need a fifth park. I think when spring break hits, Christmas and summer, that's when you see that, ooh, we might need a fifth park because, you know, the population is getting bigger. Disney World's not going anywhere. We're still the number one tourist attraction in the world with Disney World. So, you know, the Magic Kingdom is great. We just need these other parks to help us out, especially for the locals, you know? Like, the locals could, you know, don't need to go to Magic Kingdom every day as long as the other parks are just okay. But anyways, that's all I have to say. I'm getting riled up. If you liked the video, please subscribe. We're trying to get 50,000 subs before the end of summer. That'll be awesome if that happens. But anyways, peace out.